Good morning, everybody. This is Vincent Meza with Listings to Leads. How are you today? So we're just going to give it a minute here to get going. But while we're waiting, please let me know how long have you been with us? Hi, Rochelle. Oh, there you are. Okay. So let me know how long you've been with us, if you're new to us. And we'll get started here in just a minute. So let me kind of explain something. We relaunched our whole software platform about 2 weeks ago. And I know this is our onboarding call, so a lot of you are new to us and you're on the new platform, but we're actually looking at the current or older platform, okay? So Rochelle, you're here. Rochelle's from Houston. We just launched her office over the weekend, and you'll be in the current system, in the older system, Rochelle. After we comb out a few bugs, we'll move you into the new one. So for the rest of you, hi Annalise and hi Kaylee from Michigan. Is it cold up there still? You're just a day. Oh, Bridget. Bridget's here. Oh my God. She jumped in, signed up, I think day 1 or day 2 on the new platform, and we had a few hiccups there. And so we're going to get her, we're getting her squared away. So let's just give it a moment with, Realty One Group. Okay, Annalise, yep. Brenda from California. So yeah, just to remind, because people are logging in. We have a whole new architecture, a whole new software, faster. We're going to be able to scale, add new technology to it. And the current system, which is the one we're looking at today, and we'll be working in today, this is what we've been doing for 16 years, right? So we've been building it. It's very powerful. And there's a lot to it. And I think, whether it's the new platform or the old platform, there are some things that really work really well, but there's always been this one thing, and which we often hear, and that is that the system is overwhelming. There's a lot to it, right? You don't have any audio. John, can everybody hear me okay? That reminds me, I'm going to turn off my video here. Give me a second. Okay, so some people are saying Jan's from Dallas. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me okay? I just turned off my video because sometimes that chews up bandwidth. Okay, good. Okay, you can hear me. And let me just send a message to John. Sure, John. Okay, thanks, Rochelle. Yeah, we'll get second. Can you hear me? Awesome. Sounds like everybody can do it. Mia. Oh, yeah, from Fitz and Company. Yeah, so we just launched Fitz and Company up in or down in Houston. So welcome to everybody there. We've got their whole team on the call here today. And by the way, if you need a team account, I'm at Vince at Listings to Leads. But let's get into the story, okay? Let's get into what we want to be talking about here, which is Listings to Leads is an advertising platform for realtors. We're designed to help you automate things. We're designed to help you with social media. Our real focus is to capture buyer leads and seller leads. We have multiple ways of doing this, but there are 4 things that I want you to focus on as you get started, okay? And those things are actually covered right on our homepage. The first thing is expired marketing. This is very big across the country. It's more important in the southern states. There's a lot of expireds happening in places like Texas and Arizona and Florida, but they're still going on all over the country. The other big part of our system is our Facebook ad software. You can get buyer leads there. You can get seller leads there. Very fast. We make ads. You're going to see how to run an ad in just a minute. It just takes a couple clicks. And for people like, I know we've got the Fitz crew over in Texas. It's very easy, depending on where you are, to run ads in other cities like LA, or Chicago or New York. And this can be very smart, especially for our clients in places like Florida. They love to do that. We have a very powerful listing presentation. I mean, it's the reason why our expired marketing is working so well. It's also the reason why our clients get a lot of listings, right? And then we have automated listing marketing, right? That's down here. We'll look at that. We make it really easy for you to look like a marketing kind of genius. If you're new to us, I usually, and if you're on the new platform, everybody, if you're on the brand new system, you signed up in the past couple of weeks, you should have 5 emails from me, okay? One is L2L resources, which gives you a link to the resources I'm about to show you. One is it's actually has 3 recordings of these 3 people of how they are capturing and generating a lot of listings with expired marketing. There's another one on open house marketing. There's another one on how to run a Facebook ad. And there's another one on how to create a custom listing presentation. And those 4 things are the things that all of you need to get good at and continue to use throughout 2026. You will get more business, more listings if you do that. Okay. John, you're going in and out. You should probably log out and log back in. Is everybody hearing me okay? One more time. Sorry. Just want to make sure. So when you log into the system, you're going to see we've got a listing automation section. We have an ad section to run ads on Facebook and Instagram and Google. We have 80 PDF guides for each of you, all branded to you on every page. Okay. And, 40 are for home buyers, 40 are for home sellers. We have a social content area. We'll look at that in a minute. We have landing pages. We create a stack of landing pages for you, like what is your home worth and down payers. But, you can create unlimited ones as well, right? But let's get back to what I really want everybody to know is you need to be thinking about our expired marketing, our open house marketing, our Facebook ad software, and our listing presentation. Okay. So let's look at those things. So I'm on the listings page here. Each of you has this page, whether you're in the new system or the old system. And this flip book right here, it's already sitting in your account waiting for you. Okay. And just FYI, again, for the Fitz team, I'm going to be launching your account when we're done here today. So you'll be getting email and all these things will be sitting there. Okay. This is my listing presentation sitting in mine. And let's just go through it because this shows you what we do for your listing whenever your listing hits automatically. We should be sweeping your listings automatically into your account. We're going to email you some tools. And if you got your social media connected, we're going to auto post to social media. We're going to create a virtual tour. We're going to put it up on YouTube. But we also send you an email saying, hey, you should run an ad on that. Click here to run an ad. So this presentation, I'm using it to describe to you what we do for you automatically. But this is for you to present to a seller lead. This is our listing presentation. Okay. And you're talking to a FSBO, you're talking to an expired, you just met somebody that wants to sell a home, you got a seller lead from wherever you got it. You want to figure out, how do I get this to that person? Because as they go through this, they can see you do Facebook ads and Instagram ads. We auto post to social media for you. We don't say listings to leads as it, but we're doing it automatically. We create a virtual tour and we put it on YouTube automatically. If you have your own YouTube channel, we're going to put it on yours too. We give you print tools like postcards and door hangers. A lot of people like to use those when they're, just sold, things like that. We can do that. We update the status and it's going to be automatically embedded there. Nearby homeowner letter. We give you tools to use in your own email system. We give you tools for the homeowner. So, you can get leads from the friends and family of your current clients. This is helpful, right? We give you even short form video scripts. So if you want to be doing video, which we highly recommend, we give you the scripts on every listing, on every PDF guide, on every landing page. So you just whip out your smartphone, start talking, read the script a couple times, and and upload it. Now we do create a listing a single property website and a virtual tour for every property. We email those to you. We certainly have listing flyers. We have text IVR, which is text this number to that number and get instant information on the home. And you get a QR code with every property, right? And everything is mobile optimized. So you can scan, be able to see a home there, right? So that's our listing presentation. Then we talk about all the statuses, stages that we market, which we're doing all this. We're creating all these tools for you automatically, okay? Like I said, that's right here on listings page, listing, flipbook. If I go here, you're going to see that I have a canceled property, an expired property, a FSBO, and a listing presentation. And if I click on the address, each one of these has a custom listing presentation for that home. Okay. So you can see that my property is on 123 Main Street. And if I go here, this is for that homeowner. So you can actually create the listing presentation with the homeowner's home in it and their name on the cover. And if you go look at our website here, you will learn. And if you have my email about expired marketing, that's exactly what JJ does. She creates a unique custom listing presentation, calls the people twice, they don't answer, text them once, would you like to see my listing presentation? No response. Then she creates a custom one and texts it to them. She has 4 listings in 6 weeks. That listing presentation is this. Okay, you can see that now you can see the same home, the homeowner's home, and they can now start to visualize exactly what you're going to do to get their home sold. Expired marketing is, if it's going on in your industry, you absolutely need to master this. Okay, we actually host 4 live training classes every week on expired marketing so that all of our clients like you can learn how to unpack this, learn how to use it. This will be, especially if you're in the southern states, probably your top source of leads, of listings, not just leads, of listings in 2026, right? Because interest rates are going to be high for a while, and that's creating a problem in the industry, right? Buyers aren't buying as quickly. They're starting to come down. I don't know how long they're going to be down, but if there are expired listings in your market, you need to understand what we're doing here. If I go into the system, there's a little bell up here, it says announcements, and you can actually sign up for our live expired classes right here. And I highly recommend that you do that. Okay. So remember, I said there are 4 things going on that you need to be thinking of. One is our listing presentation, which we looked at. The other is expireds, right? The other thing is open house marketing. And I know a lot of you are new to the industry, and I know a lot of you have been in the industry for many years. And for the people who have been in it for many years, a lot of you might think that open houses are just a waste of time. And if you're dropping a date in the MLS and waiting for things to happen, I would probably agree with you. But if you are using our open house marketing, and I have an open house right here, if you're using our system, this could very well be the #1 way of you getting more listings, not just buyers, more listings in 2026. If you're in the southern states where, prices were driven up with COVID, well, you're going to have expired to be your #1 way. But if you're not, if you're in New England, or if you're in, the Pacific Northwest or other parts of the country, we really didn't have that spike in prices. So we're not dealing with the indigestion. And that's why we don't have expireds in these areas, right? So for you, if you're in an area where expireds were not really exploding, well, open houses are probably going to be your #1 way of getting more listings. Now, let me show you this, because remember how I said Facebook ads are a big deal? I can click on Facebook ads, and all I have to do, this is an open house. So it says open house in Danville. It's going to show in Danville. All I might want to do is say Saturday, 1 to 4, right? Boom, and create that. And every lead I'm going to get is going to have name, email, and phone number automatically populated in the fields, right? So I'm going to click this button, not because you need to, but because you will understand why this is important. This form that you can see, it says full name and email number. When a consumer clicks on the ad, it says, would you like this information on this open house? And that these fields are automatically populated from the profile of the person who clicked the ad. This is why our clients love our Facebook software, because that's very accurate. You need the right phone number and email in case you get locked out of your account. Okay. Now, there are a lot of other questions that we have already created for you. You might want to try those out. They can make really higher quality leads, right? But it's very easy just to click create ad, and that's going to create an ad. So literally, it's like 2 clicks, right, to create an ad on Facebook and get leads with name, email, and phone number. But the reason why open houses, that's how you get the buyers in. The reason why open houses are so important for getting more listings is this piece of paper. It says the nearby homeowner letter. There's 3 versions. I have one open right here. And our clients, we have a lot of clients, a lot of teams holding 2 to 4 open houses every week because they meet more homeowners, because they print this up 50 or 100 times and they door knock it into the neighborhood, right? And they say, hey, I've got an open house happening this weekend. Why don't you come by? Who's going to come by? Only the people who are thinking of selling, right? And if they want their home value, they can take this piece of paper to their own computer and go here and get their free home value, right? Now, you can also create custom ones for your areas, like Houston or Miami or wherever you are, but that's automatically sitting in your account, okay? Now, I think that's really all I want to talk about, all right? Listing presentation, Facebook ads, open houses, and expired marketing, right? And that's the short story right there, okay, of what it is. But like I said, there is more to our system, and you're going to need to take more time to learn this. So there are some places, again, if you signed up in our platform, if you look for my name, Vincent Meza, or vince@listingstoleads.com, you should have 5 emails from me. And one of them says resources. And that one has a link to our YouTube channel, to our mastermind group, and page, right? So I'm going to send this to everybody right now who's on the call. But if you're not on this call and you're watching this as a recording, just go to leadgenwebinars.com, and you will see that you can sign up for all these classes. You can sign up for our expired workshops, right? Which we do 4 times a week. This is today's class. Here's the next 6 to go in depth on how to market a listing. I'm going to show you a few things, but I'm not going to show you everything because we just don't have that much time today. Again, on Wednesday, this is the workshop for expireds, right? On Wednesday afternoon, or 11 o'clock Pacific, this is an in-depth call on how to run Facebook ads. And I highly recommend that you learn how to use Facebook in our platform. Again, later in the afternoon, we're going to do an expired call. On Thursday, how to work FSBOs and turn those FSBOs into your listings. We'll do a call for lenders. This is a call on Friday about our AI text, which is really a powerful part of our platform. And then we start next week, right? So that's the training that you should get on. Now, we also have every class, including this class, is recorded, okay? And this page here, I think is really, really powerful, right? Just sold marketing. If you want more listings, you want to market just sold. If our schedule doesn't work with your schedule, our training, here's our class, our last class on expireds. Here's how you turn open houses into more listings and more buyers, right? Like everything you need to do. And then I do top tools for more listings every 2 weeks. There's a lot here. And I'm going to send this to you, okay, as we're speaking right now. I am going to point something out. If you don't have my expired email, well, you should email me. I'll send everybody my email right now. If you need a team account, You need an office account, email me, vince@listings2leads.com. Am I spelling it right? That's my email. But in my email, and many, if you're new to us, most of you have it, you just ignore my emails. Go back about 4 months. And the expired email that I send to everybody has 4 calls on it. Okay. And they were from November of last year, 2025. We launched our expired platform in about, I want to say, October. So everybody started to get in it, started to use it. By November, we were seeing incredible results. And even as we go forward, we're seeing incredible results. This man here is on our homepage. He's also embedded in the email I'm talking about. So Scott Murray, this is a 5-minute call. He's been in the industry for 20 years. He really likes to door knock. He added 2.7 million to his pipeline in 3 days of door knocking. There is some strategy behind that, but really it's the tool. So let me show you. Oh, well, I'm not going to show you. I don't want to mess up the audio. Let me turn on my video real fast. You see this? I'm here on the screen now. This is a pamphlet that we make available to you for about $10 each. You're branded on every page, your logo. How do we sell your expired home? How do we get it sold? How do we market it? This is our listing presentation in a print format. Okay. That's what he is doing. He's door knocking and he's presenting him that. Okay. If you go a little bit further down, you're going to see an 11-minute call with JJ, who is also on our website. I mentioned earlier, she calls people twice. She doesn't get any response. She texts them once, would you like to see my listing presentation? No response. She goes and creates a custom one with their home built in, like I showed you earlier, and texts it to him. She has 4 listings in 6 weeks. And then this gentleman here, I want to point him out because this is recorded 4 months ago. And if you listen to this, he's saying, yeah, I'm getting all kinds of listings. And what he says is, you know what? I'm going to get 10 of those expired pamphlets into my market every week. That's my personal goal. Okay. That was his personal goal in November. January 14th, he sends us a video and he says, hey, I have added 2.2 million in listings in the first 2 weeks of January, these expired pamphlets into his market, 10 every week, right? So he's, he planted those seeds. He's already, harvesting listings. This is going to be a huge year for John. He's already working expireds. He's already getting more listings. This young lady here, we're going to check in with her probably in April. She's out of high school for 3 years, probably 3.5 years now, a realtor for not even 2 years. At this point, she has 4 listings in 6 weeks. She was shooting for 20 by March. We're going to wait and check in with her in April. That is a high producer, right? Because that's 6 months of the year. And I guarantee you, she's going to keep going. She's going to be just huge in her office. And she's in this tiny town in northern Iowa, right? So she's not a big, metropolitan area with lots of listings. She's not even in the South. She's in literally northern Iowa. So there's YouTube for you. There's also our mastermind group. So if we get to the marketing calendar, you'll see the mastermind group here. And this is definitely worth checking out. I'd say 10 or 15 minutes a week, because it's where our new technology we're pushing. And it's also where clients are asking questions. You can see we've added, there's just a lot here. So these are the resources to help you. They're on the marketing calendar. It's a tab that says resources. If you're on Instagram, follow us there, right? So there's a lot to do here. And I'm going to show you a couple of more things. We're going to dive a little bit deeper here into the platform. like I said, oh no, actually what I want to do now is, you know the 4 things that you need to concentrate on. You know that there's resources here to help you unpack it. But a lot of you are new, or you're thinking of signing up. How do you set up your account? And Rochelle, your agents that are on this call right now, you're all going to have this. I'm going to be turning on your team account when I finish this call. And you're all going to get a welcome email. And for those of you that just go sign up on our website, you're going to start a free trial, and it's going to ask for your name and your credit card. We'll hold it for 2 weeks. Everything we do is month to month. There's no setup fee. There's no annual cost. Or you're signing up, you're going to drop on a page and it's going to say, put your photograph in there and put your phone number in there, right? And then it's going to say, what's your logo? What company you're with? Now, on a team account, I set all that up. So the colors are there, your logo's there. You don't have to worry about that. But you might want your title. Your MLS might want your state or office number. If they do, great. If not, skip it. And then this is where the real important stuff happens. You want to connect to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google, and YouTube. If you have those, connect here. And this is where we auto post your listings to these platforms. We also auto post a few landing pages. I'll show those to you in a moment. Then here, this is where we connect your Facebook ad account. Okay. That way you can run ads in 2 clicks like I was showing you earlier. And here we do social media content. So we'll connect again. And this kind of throws agents off because they're like, I already did this, right? But you need to do it because there's different software pieces from these companies, and you need to connect here, and I'll show you what happens. There's a lot of content in here. So if you want content on your social media accounts, but you don't want to waste time during the day to do that, just choose these sections, like click that box, and there's multiple articles under that. If you click the eyeball, you're going to see all the articles. Outdoor living stuff, home maintenance stuff, fun stuff, even, holidays. I definitely recommend the American holidays if they're in the US or Canada here. These other ones kind of get to be a bit much, but there's other stuff. And then I mentioned that we have PDF guides. So by default, we're automatically posting them here. If you work with Spanish speaking markets, we have them in Spanish as well. I usually recommend Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Okay, we do postings twice a week. And let me speak to this briefly, a little more detail. This content that we're talking about, it's growing Instagram accounts. So if you're on Instagram and you want to grow that account, definitely connect. If you have Google Business, this content is getting ranked by Google, and it's taking our clients' Google My Business pages to page 1 on local real estate searches without paying any money. Right? Without running ads or nothing. It's just migrating from just SEO. So definitely take advantage of this part of the platform. Let's skip it for now. Here is how we pull in your email. So if how we pull in your listings. So if you're with, like, I don't know, let's just say Coldwell Banker, right? You're with Coldwell Banker and you're like joe@coldwellbanker.com, and that's your daily working email. You might actually have an email in your MLS that's way older, like joe@AOL, right? If that's the one that's in the MLS and that's what it's associated, you want to make sure that that email is in this box so that we can auto sweep your listings in, okay? And you can borrow listings inside the system. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Let's skip that. If you have a CRM, connect your CRM here, okay? If you don't have a CRM, or if you haven't set it up and you want our drip campaigns, just turn them on right here. I think they're better than 95% of all CRMs out there, right? Because you'll see they're short, they get in the inbox, they are closing appointments for our clients. So definitely, use that. Now we can also import your reviews, and we auto embed them wherever they are relevant, and you're done. That's how you set up your account. Okay, so we should be auto sweeping your listings. We should be auto posting your listings. We should be creating virtual tours. And now you're good. You're set. Okay, so there's couple things I want to point out. I definitely want you to go over, and this kind of set up still, right? Go to landing pages, because like I know earlier in the call, I could see you're from all over the country. This landing page is auto embedded in. Want people to fill it out, I'm going to click the pencil here. Pencil means edit. If you want people to fill it out, you want to make sure that it kind of looks like your area, right? Like this is a generic picture that's gotten, I found, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, right? And that looks like a suburban driveway, but does it look like Maine? Does it look like Florida? Does it look like Seattle? Does it look like Arizona? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Landmarks that everybody recognizes. Well, we have a lot of clients in Vegas. Vegas skyline make more sense to me than this. You can just click this background picture over here, upload, boom. You're going to change that. It has to be 1500 pixels wide, save it. And from that point, we're going to start auto embedding that landing page. Now, I'm going to click on marketing tools here just to give you a sense of what you can do with our platform. Like I said, we have a lot of landing pages already created for you. We'll go look at them again. But when you're running ads, I definitely want you to run lead ads. You can run ads on Facebook, on Google. We share it for free to your social media accounts. That was part of the setup. We give you an e-flyer for your database. So if you've got a big CRM, copy the code up here, blast it out on your leads. Multiple call to actions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links to get leads, either buyer leads or seller leads, okay? We create postcards or door hangers. So you could actually create one for your neighborhoods, a landing page, and have, dedicated branded door hangers and postcards that you can mail out into your farms. We give you a circle prospecting letter, right? This is a really great letter to mail out if you want something like that. There's even a coach out there, Amanda Albright, I think, or Albright, I can't remember. She sends clients to us all the time. And what her story is, hey, I've been doing this for years, and everywhere I go, everything I mail out, everything in print that I mail, I always put this QR code and I put the words scan here for your free home value, right? Because if you're a long-term player and you are mailing things throughout the year, you want to make sure you can tell people you can get your home value, because that QR code takes them right to this page. And this is mobile optimized, and they can get their home value instantly, right? Just take a couple seconds. Your address and give us your email. You agents are going to get copied on all that information, and all that information is going to be stored in your leads tab over here, and you can work your leads there if you want to, or you can auto sweep them, auto send them over to your CRM. All right. So let's just go back to the landing page to talk about what's sitting in your account automatically, right? And when we did this setup wizard, and I say connect your social media so we can auto post, we also auto post the free home value page alongside your listings, the down payer assistance page, and new limited landing pages. Property Valuation Plus is the instant home value page. So you might have 4 or 5 markets where you are trying to develop, you're trying to farm, right? You definitely want a home value page for each one of those. And just like the other one, you click marketing tools, you got multiple ways to market that. Now I'm going to bring us over to PDF guides and to talk a little bit. Remember how I was saying that open houses are a big deal for our clients for getting more listings? The PDF guides is actually one of the reasons why. So you remember that I was saying, if you got an open house, you got to run a Facebook ad, right? That you know that. But you also got to print out this nearby homeowner letter, and you got to invite homeowners in the neighborhood to your open house. This is why this is a top source of listings for our clients. And after you've done that, you want to come to the PDF guides. There are 80 here for you, 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. Pick the ones that are relevant to your market and to your business, and click marketing tools. So here, there are a number of ways to market this, right? Facebook ads, Google ads, free social media posts. Do you know that in the setup wizard, we're auto posting your PDF guides automatically? You don't even have to waste time doing it. We're going to do that throughout the year. There's an e-flyer for your database. If you got a lot of leads, grab this content, blast it out on your leads so they can download that and you can kind of reactivate your leads. But when it comes to open houses, this is a big deal, because if you go over to, like, I don't know, Kinko's or Amazon or Office Depot, you can go get these like clear plastic tabletop stands and put one flyer, get 6 different titles, 6 different PDF guides, and get 6 different stands, and put one in the dining room, put a different one in the master bedroom, put a different one in the laundry room. So as people are walking through your open houses, they are seeing you at your office. There's your logo, there's your headshot. Okay. Whoa, Bridget. Hey, everybody. Is my video stuck? Are you following along? Bridget is saying, shh, I've been frozen for 10 minutes. Can you let me know? Just yes, we're good. Or, well, maybe I'm totally frozen. Let me look. I'm going to send a message to everybody. Okay. Rochelle, I'm gonna. Okay, thanks everybody. It looks like I'm good. Bridget, check your connection. Okay, yeah, we're on downsizing guide. Yeah, okay, you're good. We're good. Okay, thanks, thanks, Jen. Okay, so just as a reminder, you have 80 of these. Your colors, your logo, your headshots on every page. Do open houses and print up 6 of these, put them in the little plastic folders, put them in a box, and leave them in your car for every open house. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go back to open house a little bit later. So we got content, we got landing pages. Let me go to listings. And I want to say this to you, because you don't have, if you don't have a website, I do want to point out that we create a couple of websites for you. And some of our clients are using them as their core websites, right? And if you go to listings, you go to more tools, you go to agent website, click on view. And, it's my perspective. If you've got a website, don't spend too much money on it. That's like the short story, okay? Because nobody's going to find it. Like, if you're lucky, you have 200, maybe 300 people hitting it every month. This is already sitting in your account. You go here to list here. Now, you can get your home by here. And if I click on this thing, I'm going to go to this thing, okay? Jack, yes, this is being recorded. Then yes, this is going to be on our YouTube channel. I will show you. This is the single property website, right? Lot here. Your PDF guides are here. You can download them for free as long as you answer a few questions, right? So even our single property websites and our virtual tours capture leads. We're still on the single property website. You want to see my listing presentation? Well, answer those questions, right? We got other content on here, but I also want to point out your reviews are here now, because that's going to help you here. Your other listings are here. You can happen to page at the bottom of your single property websites and virtual tours that I was talking about. And that's why you want that to look like your area. But this page here, it's just a website sitting here for you. And all your snap in, if you hit this embed code, you can snap in. Maybe you've got a, now I'm frozen. Okay. I'll quit moving for a minute. You can, actually, I should shut a few things. That's probably the problem. I got confused there, distracted. Oh, you can embed a property search from your MLS, and then you'll have that on your website. right? So if you have a website, great. Okay. Let me know if I'm still frozen, people. I had a few things that were running there. Let me know if we're good to go. So, by the way, while we're waiting, Jack, this is our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, look for listingstoleads.com, and you will see every class that we do is recorded and it's on this page. Okay. So, are we still moving along here, people? Adelise, are we still moving? All right. So I want to talk about one more thing, and then we'll open it up for questions. If you don't, thank you, Gina. If you don't have your own listings, you can borrow listings, and this is definitely true if you're part of an office. We've got Rochelle and her crew here. Maybe some of the agents don't have listings, but they're going to go sit in an open house because now they know this is a great way to get more listings. You can actually go to listings, click add listing, and use this feature here that says grab listing. Okay. And for most listings, if you type in a zip code and the MLS number for the property and say, this is not my listing, we'll pull it in. Okay. Now I'm going to put in a bad number. This is a bad number because let's see what happens if it doesn't, if it says, no, we can't pull it in. So these things here are telling you, we get your listings from ListHub. And if you can actually turn on a free account on ListHub, only brokers can do this, not agents. But I want to point out this will create, this is a link that will ask our support team to pull the listing in for you now. Okay. So put in the address, put in the MLS ID, put the status, say that you're borrowed, what's the name, and just turn it on. Well, you can run your own ad, right? Or you can have us do it and submit requests. And the team usually gets that in 1 to 2 hours. Okay. They're pretty fast. I've seen them put it in 30 minutes, right? And then it'll be here and then you can mark it, right? So this is my open house. So just as to be repetitive, you want to do a Facebook ad. Okay. Now, you know, from the setup wizard that we're going to auto post to your social media anyway. Even if you are borrowing the listing, we're going to auto post it to your social media account. Okay. And what's cool is when we auto post it, it actually has a landing page behind it. So if somebody clicks on it, they're going to land on a page that captures leads for you, right? So we're really automating things just to make marketing very simple for you, or simpler, right? But also through social media and through email and through print. And I want to remind you that the reason open houses are so important for getting more listings is this nearby homeowner letter. Okay. You at times and walking it through the neighborhood because it says, I got to open house this weekend, and that affects your home value, and go here to get your home value. You know what that's about. Okay. I have been listing my own listings. So Gina, your broker doesn't sync. So you have to, oh yeah. So support will help you do that. Where are you, Gina? What part of the country? And just as an aside, we'll kind of, for those of you who are brokers, if you go to listhub.com, this is the largest syndication company in the country. We have a partnership with them, and they will actually syndicate all your listings. But they have to have a relationship with your MLS. And if you click on who we work with, you can see if your MLS has that association, that relationship. And if they do, go right over here, have the head broker create that. It's a free account. It syndicates to all kinds of platforms, including us. Very simple, very simple. So Gina, maybe that'll help you. You're in Columbus, Ohio. I don't really know, but you can look at that link. Go to listhub.com and see if I would imagine Columbus, they're working with ListHub. So a free account will help you get those listings over. We have sign writers. If you like sign writers, like I said, we give you text IVR. So if somebody has a sign writer, and you have this hanging on your sign out front, people can text that number to that one. You can reassign these numbers. If you sell a property, you want to reassign it to a new one, but you're going to get leads with phone numbers. Okay. So let me take a little bit of a break and let's talk about a little bit about lead conversion. Okay. Scott does some calls on that. That'll help you, but I want to give you a little bit of food for thought here. I mentioned that Facebook is very popular with our system, and that's because when you create an ad, you're getting leads with name, email, and phone number, right? And we're automatically pulling that information from the person's profile. So if you get leads, because you go and you run an ad, you get leads, you're going to think, I should call them. Here's the phone number. It's on my phone. I'm going to call them. And you would be disappointed, because when somebody sees the ad and this form pops up, you see where it says next here in the blue bar? It actually says, would you like that information up here? And that blue bar says, yes, submit my info. They click that button and you receive that lead information within seconds. You could call them right then and there. And they're still going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's very disappointing to agents. But that's the reality of, as well as I know, that there's just way too many scams in this world, right? And boy, I don't even like to answer the phone, but I have to, right? So it's like you're getting scams in your email, you're getting scams in your text, you're getting scams on phone calls, if you're on Facebook, or you're getting scams that's saying this is coming from your bank, right? And people are scamming you. So they're not going to want to talk to you, even though they just click the button that says, yes, submit my info. What's the best way to convert a lead with a phone number? Text them. Text them 4 or 5 times. Hey, I saw you saw my open house in Danville. Do you live here? Or are you moving here? Right? Keep it short, right? Wait 30 minutes. Hey, that's a 3-2. Is that what you're looking for? Or do you need something bigger or smaller? Keep it short. Don't write a big paragraph and dump it on somebody's phone. Hey, by the way, that's 400 grand. Is that your price point? Is that in your budget? Right? Send 4 or 5 emails within 30 minutes of each other and then call them. They're going to know who you are now, and you're going to have more likelihood of talking to them. Now, over here on the leads tab, and I can't click in there, but if you click on the leads tab, you're going to see that we have our own AI text follow-up. Okay. And that means that if you're getting a lead with a phone number, it's going to automatically send them a text message. And it's going to start with very short questions like I just described. And that text follow-up is converting 14% of our leads to phone calls, right? So if you capture leads and you're not able to actually get them on the phone, you might want to leverage that AI. It is an add-on. You have to figure out how many leads you plan to generate every month, and that's how you choose the package. Can we see where to go to link our social media accounts, please? Yeah. If you're signing up as a wizard on the wizard, you're automatically this is going to be presented to you. But if you're already in the system and you want to make sure that you've got all the automation turned on, you want to go to profile. You want to go to auto posting. And then, Floyd, let me ask you, are you a client now, or are you going to sign up in the future? Because it's kind of different in the new system as we're looking at the older system here. So if I go to profile, and this is for our long-term clients, you go to auto posting, connect social media, connect all your accounts here. You're a client now, so you've been a client for a while. So this is how you connect automated posting suite, auto post to your listings and stuff like that. If you want to connect your Facebook ad account, you go over here to ads, and you'll be presented with a big blue button that says connect to ads, right? Connect it, right? And if you want the free and to take your Google business page to page 1 on any local real estate search, you want to go to social content, click on settings. This button will actually auto appear every time you come here, which says connect your account, right? And I definitely recommend taking advantage of that. Okay, Rochelle, where to go to embed code for MLS search? We should talk about that. You're kind of confusing two things, Rochelle. So maybe after this call later today, we can chat about that. Yeah, because I think, we'll have to figure. You're mixing things up. So back here, social content, connect socials. That's where you connect your socials for the free social content that will grow your followers, right? If you like to read and you want to see all the articles you met, just click the eyeball and you will see all the articles that we've already pre-written for you. And that's, there's something I want to just kind of give you a little pro tip on the you can see what's underneath there. When you see a pencil, that means edit. That means you can edit and make changes there. And when you see a big green button, that means, when you're driving a car, green means go. And that's Scott in my simple way of getting you to click the things that we think you should click, right? Green, right? Manually add a listing, grab a listing, things like that. Go over here to market your listing, right? Let's, since we have a few minutes, let me just make a mention. If you have questions about any part of the platform, put them in the chat panel now, in the comments panel now. I'm going to click on this sold listing. And like I said, Scott does in-depth calls on all the things that I've been talking about today. This is an onboarding call, so we're keeping it light. And I'm now looking at a sold listing. And let me tell you, the fastest, easiest way and cheapest way to get seller leads is by running an ad on a sold property. Okay. My property is sold. So all I got to do is click the listings, click Facebook ads, and it's already pre-written. Okay. Right there. I don't really have to do anything. I hit that button and that's going to create an ad. I'm going to bring us back to our homepage because one of the videos on our homepages is from one of our office owners who is also, he owns an LPT office. And he's right here, YouTube channel. And I'm not sure how long this video is, but I can tell you, this video he did to train his agents, and he shared it with us because he was just so excited about it. So, and in this video, he tells his agents like, hey, we went right into listings to leads. We flipped that property to sold and we ran an ad just like that. And we got a $4 lead, and they have their own AI text follow-up. That AI text started hitting that lead that morning. It was a $4 lead. By 4 p.m, they had an appointment to sell a $400,000 home and buy another $450,000 home from one ad, from one $4 lead. Just from one. That's not every lead. Okay. So, don't be disappointed when your leads don't all turn into transactions. But I will tell you this. If you listen to the beginning of this ad, he says, look, I generated 114 buyer leads from this home. And I think you can't see it here. You can see it on the YouTube channel. I think it's because he has that swimming pool as the biggest photo. I think that's why he got so many leads. Okay. Buyer leads on average cost about $3 each. So to get 114 buyer leads, you got to spend about $350. Okay. And he tells you in the video, he got 3 of those leads to purchase 3 separate homes. Okay. Then he flips this thing to sold and gets another listing and a listing and a purchase from a $4 lead. Our Facebook ad software is very powerful. You may have run ads on Facebook before. You probably don't do it the way that we do it. Our leads all come with name, email, and phone number. It's a very important part of our platform. So as a reminder, I don't see any more questions, but now is a good time to ask your questions. Expired marketing, especially in the southern states, is it probably going to be your number one way of getting more listings in your business. We do 4 training classes every week on it. Okay. Open houses. if you don't have a huge amount of expired, will probably be your top way of getting more listings. And let me say why these two things are so effective. When you're working expireds and when you're working open houses and you're door knocking and you're giving nearby homeowner letters and all this, you are meeting people. When you're running an ad, you're capturing a lead. And I have no idea how good you are at converting a lead into business, but I can tell you it's not the easiest thing. You definitely have to have a solid strategy to do it. You know, online leads in real estate convert from 1 to 5, 1 to 6%. So that means you got to capture 100 leads to get one deal out of it, right? Or 5 or 6. And people who are converting 5 have a very robust system to convert leads. If you're the average realtor, your system is to call them one time and be disappointed from that phone call and never call them again. And that is not going to be converting 5 or 6% of your leads. Okay. That's why open house marketing, when you're shaking hands with people who are thinking about selling their home, you are going to get more leads. You're going to get more business, not just leads. That's a big difference. I want you all to be aware of that. We have tools that you can actually engage people with at the door, in print, on the phone. Lots of ways of doing it, right? You can text them the listing presentation. That's what this young lady up here is doing, right? So when you come to listings to leads and you learn of all the ways that you can capture leads, you want to ask yourself, am I actually meeting people, or am I capturing an address or just an email, or maybe a name, email, and phone number? And how long is it going to take me to turn that lead into a transaction? If you think it's going to be a long time, you need to start understanding what we do with our open houses and expired marketing, which is shortening that time down to days and weeks, even hours. Let me point this story out. This lady here, her name is Terry M. She has been in the Coast Guard for 20 years, retires, moves to Florida, gets a license, doesn't practice for 11 months, and in the 11th month decides, I better get to work. Meet somebody walking in her neighborhood. So this is not a super experienced realtor. She's like, oh my God, this person wants to sell their home. Does a Google search, finds us. I talked to her day one. I said, hey, how can we help you? And I said, do you have a listing presentation? She says, yeah, I do. And I said, well, let's go make that listing presentation for that homeowner so that you can close that deal, right? So we did that on the day she signed up. This is the day that she's not even paying us because she's on a 2-week free trial, okay? And we create a custom listing presentation just like the one I'm about to show you. And I say, just bring them, go meet them with your laptop or your iPad or whatever you got going, and walk them through this page, okay, this presentation, because this presentation has the homeowner's name on the cover and their home is throughout the whole presentation, okay? And if you watch that video on the front of our homepage, she will tell you that those people asked her, where do I sign? Not what is your commission or anything else, because this is so thorough of everything you're doing to sell a home. It doesn't say that listings to leads is doing half of this stuff for you automatically, but this definitely is closing it. So I see John has a question. Can you customize the domain name on page 1 of how to prepare your for sale, the 7-page brochure? No, no. What? Yes and no, John. So you are talking about one of our PDF guides, right? So really, there is a place where you can add your domain to our system, okay? That would be on the profile down here. Let me click on it here, and it says domain. So you can actually add your domain here on this page, okay? There's a couple steps to it, but that will then kind of put your domain as a prefix to our domain. But what you can't do, and I think what you're talking about, John, is you found a guide over here that you like, that you want to use, and you want to replace our domain with yours. And we can't do that because there's just some architecture of how we build it. So let's look at, let me type in the word letter 7. Oh no, 7 page. No, that's not what we're looking for. We want the word prepare. Let's see. This one here, right, John? So there's all kinds of ways. If I click the green button, all kinds of ways to market it. But this is the URL, the domain that John is talking about. And that actually drives to the landing page, right? So I think if you download it, let's download it here. The landing page is designed to capture the lead. And so if you're thinking, John, of mailing it, you might want to be pointing people to the landing page so that you know, if you're going to mail it, that's usually when you have a domain. But what we cannot do is replace, let's go look over here, this wacky domain with yours, right? So that's the short answer there. But like I said, each of you have 80 different PDF guides, right? So if you're using them in print, they're designed for you already. They got your logo. They're all high level, and we kind of keep those going. You know, sometimes we add more there. Are there any other questions? We're at the top of the hour. I appreciate you being here. I hope this helped. Oh, I'm going to send you right now, since you're on the call, we would love it if you would fill out. I want to know really if this is helping you, if we need to change this content. So while you're here, please take a second and click this link. And there's just a couple questions here. Just let us know how this works. You're welcome, John. Sorry that we're not able to replace that, but there are a lot of ways of hitting that. So if you don't mind, everybody, I just send everybody a Google Doc there. Just take a few seconds, fill that out. We'd appreciate that. Let's remind everyone, since some of you did come on late, if you go to Marketing Calendar at the top, you will see a tab that says Resources. And those resources you definitely want to be using, because that's where our live training is, right here, live webinars. Every class is recorded, sitting on our YouTube. We put really good content on Instagram, and our mastermind group, which you should all be in, is right here. Definitely check out our mastermind group. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes a week. I don't see any more questions. So thanks everybody for being here. If you need a team account or an office account, reach out to me. I'm Vince at Listings to Leads. And also, if you're on our new architecture, definitely reach out to me because things look a little bit different. I'm happy to help you. Here's my email in case you need it. Vince at Listings to Leads. I think that's my story. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk soon. Get in the mastermind group. Unpack this. This will help you grow. We've got so many stories of doubling and tripling agents' business, agents moving from one state to another, and then starting their own company because they're so successful. The tools I've showed you are the tools that are helping those agents do that. Talk to you soon, everybody.